Good morning. It's Thursday, June 27th, and this is not an ordinary Thursday. This is the time each year that the Supreme Court session ends, and they release many decisions on cases that have been before them. And there are about 12 cases that are ready to be released in these final days of June for the season. This is the time at which they release their decisions on many cases that have great impact on this country. So in the next couple of days, the Supreme Court will release decisions on about 12 different cases that will have monumental effect on the lives of U.S. citizens, and as well as the life of the former President Donald Trump. Because I am sure that all of you know, among the cases to be decided is whether the former president is immune from criminal prosecution in his federal election interference trial. That will be a major decision which could have impacts, immediate impacts on the 2024 election. And the Trump decision is just one of some major decisions. Because the court is also ready to rule on a contentious abortion issue. They are going to rule whether hospitals receiving federal funds are required to perform the procedure in medical emergencies, even in states where there are what they will call sweeping abortion ban. That could be a very tricky decision, because that could really upset the states that have these sweeping abortion bans if they are still required to deal with emergency situations. And in many of those states, the physicians who specialize in abortions, they have left the state. So that is a critical medical decision. And knowing the Supreme Court, I feel they will come up on the wrong side, but we shall wait and see. And then they're also considering regulations on social media, whether or not social media has enough control over what is spewed by the users of social media. And then there's a settlement that involves the opioid epidemic. And then there's a ruling of some kind that says when the laws aren't clear, and I guess that means when they're written in gibberish of some kind and it's not rock solid 100% one way or the other, then judges are allowed to defer to a federal agency. So the judges are not required to make a decision in those cases. They dump it on the federal agency. And I guess what bothers me is that if the judges really don't want to make this decision, they'll dump it on a federal agency for one reason or another. So maybe their intention is to make sure that the judges make the decision one way or the other. This ruling has a nickname called Chevron, which has been cited thousands of times in federal court cases to uphold regulations on the environment, on public health, on workplace safety, and on consumer protections. So in my mind, it's a cop-out situation. And I guess no matter how you are in business and in the law, you need a way to cop out when necessary. So it's decision release time for our Supreme Court. And based upon the way these people have reacted to many situations over the course of the year, I don't expect anything other than complete, utterly crazy conservatism to take hold on these decisions that they're about to make. I have very little faith in this court. I don't think they're a group of free thinkers. They don't put themselves in the 20th century. They're locked in age-old stereotypes of what the law should be, etc. So I have very little faith that we're going to see anything acceptable to the liberal side of our country when these decisions come forward. And I certainly hope that the one decision that in my mind is critical to this nation is the Trump decision. And I would find it unacceptable if they figure out a way to say that his activities were not criminal in nature. So I am really hoping that the Supreme Court comes down hard on the president's actions. But I doubt it. Somehow or other I doubt it, because he has appointed 3 of the members of the court, and they have proven to be on his side. So I don't know that we'll get a rational decision from this court. We've seen many other decisions that they've made so far that have been irrational. And I don't have to go through them because I'm sure most of you know. So there's a critical couple of days for our country, because what comes out of this Supreme Court can turn the lives of many, many people upside down, to turn our nation into a semi-fascist state, so to speak. So we'll wait and see, and hopefully the decisions will be correct in my mind. So I leave you with that this morning. Have a great day. Bye.